Philosophers use arguments to interact with each other. Because philosophers don't argue like other people do. It's not like the conversation you have around the dinner table about whether the Patriots are better than the Seahawks or why plain M&Ms are superior to peanut, which is clearly a preposterous position to take. Philosophers hold each other to different, higher standards. They don't teach each other to get away with saying, I reject your argument because I don't like its conclusion, or that's preposterous, peanut M&Ms are so good. Instead, if you disagree with a conclusion, you need to give reasons, just like the first person did when they made their case. Both people involved in this kind of exchange are known as interlocutors, because we have to name everything. The first one advances an argument, and the second one can either accept it or offer a counter-argument, which is just what it sounds like, an argument offered in opposition to another argument. Think back to Socrates and the beard. You think Socrates had a beard, and your reasoning is that most men in his time and place had them. I, however, think you're wrong, so I give you a counter-argument. Gorgias, a contemporary of Socrates, said Socrates couldn't grow a beard and that he would sneak into barbershops and steal discarded clippings to fashion fake beards for himself. Therefore, Socrates didn't have a real beard. And I just want to point out that this is an actual philosophy conspiracy theory. Gorgias was a real guy who differed with Socrates on many things, and the dispute was said to have gotten personal. According to accounts at the time, Gorgias actually spread the rumor that Socrates wore like a beard wig in an effort to shame and discredit his rival. I mean, how could you be a good thinker if you weren't a good beard grower? Gorgias's gossip didn't go over well with everyone, and in this instance, let's say you are skeptical about it too. So you counter my counter-argument with a counter-counter-argument. Gorgias was known for being a gossip and for hating Socrates and trying to make him look bad. His fake beard tale seems wildly unlikely, therefore we can't take Gorgias's statement seriously, so we should fall back on the best information we have, which is that most of the men in his time and place had beards. And as you can see, arguments of different styles can be used in the same exchange. Like, the original argument about Socrates probably having a beard was inductive, but this last counter-argument is abductive, and that's fine. Arguments are meant to be useful, so we don't have to use the same kind of reasoning when we argue. This way of exchanging ideas through dialogue was popularized by Socrates, and so has become known as the Socratic method. Socrates thought dialogue was the best way to learn and to get at truth. And it's important to note that while philosophers have a reputation for being an argumentative lot, they don't think of the Socratic method as something that results in a winner and a loser. Rather, it's an exercise that brings both interlocutors closer to the truth. The goal of the philosopher is not to win, but to find truth, so you shouldn't be disappointed if someone presents a counter-argument that you can't find a response to. When that happens, a good philosopher will be grateful to their interlocutor for helping them reject false beliefs and build stronger ones. Today, you learned about two more types of philosophical reasoning, induction and abduction. You've seen their strengths and their weaknesses, and you've also learned about counter-arguments and the Socratic method. This episode...
So this is basically what he said. Inductive argument, you predict the bystander will walk before, have headaches, more likely bystander will walk again. And abductive argument, which when you eliminate all the impossible, this thing is right. Like the detective comes in, there's a crime in the room, and there's no break-in, there's no attack from outside, there's no sign that somebody threatened, and the gun there, the fingerprints on the gun, so it's saying the person committed suicide. You're not 100% sure, but none of the reasons given there excluded. It's like he talked about Anna dropped physics because she's still going to other courses and she wasn't ill and she was in so-and-so place on the other time. So that's the abduction. You're just taking a conclusion which might or might not be correct. So he quoted Anna and he quoted the sushi, eating the sushi. And you need to learn argument can be only defeated by counter-argument. By counter-argument, listing your reasons why you don't believe this. Not because you don't like the person or because you hate it or you don't like the conclusion, whatever. And then he brings counter-argument. So basically this is what this session on it. The main meaty things will come actually after, inshallah, Asr. So we will go down, we have the refreshment. Asr is 2 o'clock, and we will come back, inshallah, here at 10 past 2. start the next one. The next one, the nature of reality, and here we will start talking about religious things. What proof that this exists and that. So we'll come back inshallah at 2:10.